Hello, everyone. I'm Ranjani,
I'm Vignesh Kumar.
and welcome to episode 2 of our coffee chats. We also have our pet here. Sorry about that. Um, as a quick reminder, this is the series we are doing to talk about top questions we hear from our mentoring sessions. Today, what are we going to talk about, Vignesh?
Today we'll talk about how to ask a referral. I think that's something that keeps coming. So why not talk about that?
Yeah, how do you get referrals, right? Especially from people you don't personally know, right? Um, Maybe I can start with what I've seen, both good and bad practices, right, around this. First of all, if you're messaging people who you do not personally know, say on LinkedIn, for example, right? Um, One way to stand out is if you've engaged with their content. Usually, if someone gets like 10 different DMs, you tend to respond to people you have already engaged with or you personally know, right? So unless you know someone personally, it's very likely that you may get caught up in the flood of messages. So one, engage to kind of stand out, especially with people who you don't know at all personally, right? Two, don't say hi and wait. It's people tend to think it's similar to like knocking onto the door and saying hi and then waiting for a response. Especially on social media where you do not have a rapport, it doesn't usually work that way, right? So rather go ahead and ask for what you're seeking, provide context, what is it that you've done, show that you've done your homework, right? So you can probably come back and say that, you know what, I've checked the careers page, this is what I've seen, these are the relevant roles, this is why I think I'm a fit, these are the roles that I would love to apply for, could you please help refer, right? um, and finally, do not pass the baton to someone else. What that means is, I've come across a number of times where someone would just message you saying, you know what, I'm interested in so and so and so. Can you check my profile and see whether I fit in, right? That person doesn't know you. Unless they do, it's very hard for someone to make a judgment about whether you would fit in a particular skill set or not, right? So, and plus you're passing on the homework to someone else who doesn't necessarily have a personal connect with you. So do not pass on the baton. Do your homework up front and then help them help you better, right? So those are my three. Vignesh, do you have any other points to add to this?
Yeah, I think pretty much few of them align with yours. So I had 4 points basically to talk about. So one was research on the role. It's very very critical that you understand what is the role that you're applying for. Please do not like reach out to a person without knowing which area you want to apply, which domain you want to apply, what type of roles you want to do. These are critical things that you need to be aware of. Number two, research the fitment. I think this many people do not do it. Just because you have 10 years experience doesn't mean that you're eligible for 10 years of experience profiles across the board, right? So please understand that relevant experience is important. So when you write that note to the person, give a gist like, hey, I have 7 out of the 10 years, I think 5 years I have done such a role. Example, if you're applying for sales ops, you can say that I have done similar roles in the past. I have done 4 years here, 2 years here, so 6 years, so I can basically leverage it. Can you please refer? So that has a good it strikes a chord with the person who is going to read, right? The third one is work on your resume, please, because it's absolutely critical that you need to have resumes which are resonating as per what the requirement is. I see people having one resume across four job profiles, which frankly doesn't work, because when you're sending across something, you want to talk about what is relevant in that particular role, right? And finally, as Ranjani already said, please approach people who you have some personal connect. I mean, usually it could be your previous experience, or you have followed someone on LinkedIn. I find it very tough when people just say a hi and then just the next thing that you hear is, I'm interested in your company and here is my resume. It's like basically throwing a resume at someone who is not really, who doesn't know who you are. And as Ranjani already said, it's all about passing the buck to someone else and trying to get the work done through someone else. So these were my 4 points, Ranjani. I think,
Yeah.
yeah.
So we are at the 5 minute mark. So I hope this has been helpful. This is episode on how do you ask for reference. Yeah. Talk to you soon in another episode. Thank you. Bye bye.
Bye.